Hello there, Bick Benedict here. We're playing God of War 1 on God difficulty, and this is my guide and walkthrough. We're currently on part 9, the tunnel passage. So we're going to be making our way over here down the left tunnel. The tunnel to the right got sealed off, and some enemies are, I think they're actually friends, if Kratos can be said to have any friends. But we are making our way over here to the rooftops of Athens, and we are going to be facing a new foe called the Wraith. And it's a very interesting enemy, and it's one that I'm gonna teach you guys how to do well with this enemy, because it's a tricky enemy to deal with. I don't think that this enemy is hard, but I do think that it is tricky, and it has a lot of beginner's traps. So this fight that's coming up actually is a two-pronged fight. When you come in here, you're going to get a cutscene, and of course I've trimmed it out. But these wraiths over here, they attack in groups, and what you want to do is simply keep your guard up at all times, grab them, and then jump up with them, and then hit them in the air. And be careful though when you're hitting them in the air, because sometimes you can get hit. So what you might want to do instead is just launch by grabbing and then just throw in the air. But sometimes they, for some reason, I don't know what it is, I think it's just a failure of the game, they slip out of your hands, and it's something that never happens on any of the other God of Wars. And I think it's just, the game is just broken in that respect. I don't know how else to say it. But once you've done some some damage to them and knock them on the ground, the game wants you to go over there and grab them, but if you do that, you get retaliated against. And what they do is they come up from their burrow and attack you, because it seems like they go underground, but if they know that you're coming, they're going to change their plans immediately. So on this fight over here, you've got a couple of the wraiths, and then you've got a couple of these legionnaires over here. Over to the left, you'll see archers in a moment. The archers have a count of 2 each, and when we were transitioning, when we were moving back to California, I was watching a random God of War video, and I noticed that there was a secret area coming up on the next area on the rooftop that I had never known before. So it was one of those things that, in all my misery when we were transferring houses, it brightened my day, and I'll show you it in a minute. But first things first, we've got to take care of these guys up here, because you think you know everything in the game, and then you find a secret. I didn't find it, but I saw it on the internet. So let's just take care of this guy over here. And then work on those archers. I do want to state a technical correction. When you launch enemies up in the air and you chain throw them, as I've been calling it, I think I need to be more specific and tell you exactly what it is. So when you launch an enemy up into the air and then you latch the chain to him and pull him down, that's actually a move called Orion's Harpoon. So from now on, I won't say chain throw. I'll call it exactly what it is. Okay, so there's a 2 count of these guys, like I mentioned. Up here, this is where the tricky part is. There's going to be a Cyclops winding his horn over here, as well as some of these wraiths over here. The best thing to do is try not to do that, because it doesn't freeze them from behind those planks. But the problem here is that you don't want to deal with these enemies. It's a very bad and lethal combination. It's an unfavorable combination. Did I use magic there? Huh. But anyway, look at this. There's a secret spot over here that I never knew about. Right over here. If I can get over here. This area over here, it has a couple of chests too. And the enemies don't come over here. They might come over here a little bit, but it's a very safe place to stand. And again, you think you know everything about a game, and then you find something random on the internet, and it makes you happy because you didn't know about it, and now you know. And of course, knowing is half of the battle. So what you can do over here is you can use the super plume to damage these enemies from safety over here, and it works out pretty damn well. And after you're all done with these enemies, there's going to be one more Cyclops coming up to the rooftops, and he will start winding his fucking horn, and then you know, then we can all make some music together, I guess. I love this game. I truly love this game. Alright, let's see what's cooking over here. We got some, here we go. We're trying to work with this little alcove over here. It's kind of a good thing that they don't come over here, because then we wouldn't be able to do super plumes so easily and work on that Cyclops. I think the Cyclops is still around somewhere. The Cyclops Enforcer. This game does not have a bestiary in the actual game, so I've been having to look on the God of War Wikias for the bestiary. Okay, so I think by about this time I've surmised that, you know, most of these guys are gone, and it actually did come to pass that all of the wraiths have been taken care of, and then now it's the Cyclops Enforcer. Do you remember in video, I think it was like video 4 or 5, when we got to the gates of Athens and we were fighting the Legionnaires for the first time? I mentioned that this enemy has what did I say, a perfect frame for his attack. His attack is like the frame perfect, I think I said it was. And if you don't know what that means, I don't blame you, because it's not something you could probably look up on Google and find the answer to. The answer that you're looking for is this. They start an attack that is the attack. There's no telegraph to it, and that's a problem, because every enemy in every game, when you're playing a game like this, should always have a telegraph. Now, the game makers can decide how little or how much of a telegraph an enemy has, so that it makes it more challenging to the person. But this enemy is disgraceful in that regard, because it has no telegraph to certain of its moves, specifically that lunge attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to you know, keep my distance over here and not presume that this guy is going to leave me alone. And this was a no damage fight. I did not think that this fight would be able to be no damaged, but I was able to do it. And I can't remember if this is the first guy or the second guy. I think he might be the second guy. The QuickTime buttons here are fairly, they give you good enough time to do it. Is that it, or is there another one? No, he's dead. I was going to say, is that it, or do we have another Hornwinder? Alright, so now make sure you always look around and smash everything. And there's a secret area downstairs as well, which is not very secret, it's kind of obvious, but oh, here are these chests. This should be an item, you know, if it's so well hidden. There we go. So now we have a little bit more magic for ourselves. There we go. You see the counter beneath the blue MP bar? That's just an orb counter. It tells you a specific number of orbs in a set quantity. I'm not sure what the quantity is, but if you're curious why it says 5 there right now and why it says different numbers at different times, it's just an orb counter. I don't know too much about it, but I do know what its function is, and I just don't know how it works. I don't know what quantity it ticks off and things like that. But here we go. This is probably not an item, since it's white. Oh, it is. It is an item, because Bick thought it was not, and it is, of course. I always get shafted by shit when I'm doing my commentaries. So just hit everything that you possibly can. Make your way over here, and we're almost going to be done with this installment. We're going to be facing a couple more wraiths. We have a conceit over here where we need to go to the right, but with these archers in the way, it's going to be possibly not a situation where we could succeed because of those archers. So we're going to have to go around and take care of them. I love this whole level area over here. the intricacies of going through the different areas. It's man, this game's a masterpiece. Anyway, there's going to be 2 wraiths as you go up the hall and to the right. There's also at the far end of the hall, there's some archers, but I don't think that they're going to aggro quite yet. This game is just so... See what I did right there? Chain throwing him? That's the Orion's Harpoon, guys. So, this game, like I said, is... I can't... This game, to me, is just unbelievable how it was put together. You know, it's nothing less than amazing. I mean, I would call this game a masterpiece, but I would be insulting it. There we go. Okay, now we have all the archers taken care of, and we're actually going to be heading over here to the treasure room. We're going to be trying to get some buried treasure for ourselves. Kratos is going to be trying to get some coin for himself so he can line his pockets with Jill and, you know, buy some shit for himself. I don't know about you guys, but are you in want of any clothes or need some shit? You need some fucking shit cologne, man? Well, we might be able to get you a bottle. Hold your hosses and we'll take a look-see at how much money we have.